The woman who led the NTSB for 5 years begins a new chapter in her life. As chairman, Deborah Hersman became the public face of the government's response to major transportation accidents. But her legacy may be her efforts to stop the next disaster. She's here for her first interview since stepping down on Friday. Deborah Hersman, good morning. And we should say congratulations is in order because you're stepping down, but you're starting a new chapter.
Yes, I am. So it's a little bit bittersweet this past week to leave a job that I've loved and had the opportunity to work at for 10 years, but I'm looking forward to a new adventure.
And your new adventure is? You should say that.
I'm going to be president and CEO of the National Safety Council, and so I get to continue a mission of preventing injuries and saving lives, and so there's not much that's better than that.
So when you look back at the past 10 years, do you feel that we're safer today? Because I know you were the face. Whenever there was an accident, we would see an interview and it would be with you.
We are absolutely safer than we were 10 years ago. When we look at air travel, when we look at highways, when we look at rails, we are safer. But every accident is a reminder to us that we can do better, and every life lost is a tragedy.
You've seen it all, certainly, in the past decade. When there's an airline crash or a rail disaster, you're there on the scene. But you do have one great regret of something that you weren't able to do as chairman. What was that?
You know, 10 years ago, when I became chairman, one of the issues out there was child restraints on aircraft. And it's amazing to me that in our lifetime, so much has changed when it comes to child restraints. All 50 states have passed laws for car seats in cars. Parents wouldn't even think of leaving the hospital without restraining their baby. But yet we go on airplanes and we don't restrain our children. If you need to restrain them at 50 miles an hour, you need to restrain them at 250 miles an hour.
It's so interesting. I hadn't even thought about this. You know, as a mother, I've held, if you're under 2 years old, you can hold them on your lap. You don't have to buy another ticket. That's kind of one of the advantages of traveling with an infant. And you say it is not safe at all.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, there's no other time in your life where you would ever put your child in a less safe situation than you are. But yet when you go on an airplane, everyone has to buckle up for takeoff, for landing, for turbulence. But yet our most vulnerable passengers are not restrained. We've restrained coffee pots and laptops, but not our babies.
Yeah. Should there be baby-free zones on planes?
What do you mean, baby-free zones?
I mean,
like
areas where kids can't go, where you can sit and there's not necessarily a crying baby nearby. Separate from the seatbelt issue, that is.
Well, I focus on safety, and having been the parent of 3 children and having had to take them on planes, I have to say I really feel for parents who are traveling with children. It is very difficult just to get yourself through security in an airport, much less a baby and everything else that you have to manage. But
and after you have an incident with a crying baby, you become much more sympathetic to others who are in that situation. Before you're embarrassed and you're apologizing, now you go, look, I get it, it's okay.
That's right.
Can we talk about Malaysia Flight 370? Can you believe it's day 52? And we still really don't know exactly what happened. We are no closer, really, to when it happened, when it disappeared day 1. What do you think about that?
You know, I think in accident investigation, we always think we've seen it all. But you know what? It never ceases to amaze me. You know, Twain said, truth is stranger than fiction, and that is absolutely the case. In March, I would never have believed that we would be sitting here today and we still didn't know where that airplane was. And so, you know, when we look at this, I think it always reminds us that we've always got improvements that we can make.
There's been a lot of criticism of Malaysian officials and how they've handled this investigation. Do you think it would have been different had the NTSB been in charge?
No, I think it's so hard to say. We still don't know what happened. We don't know what happened to the aircraft. We don't know what went on. But I think I can say for certain that everywhere around the world, international authorities are looking at this saying, what could we do in the future to make sure this doesn't happen again in Malaysia or anywhere else?
In your estimation, will the plane be found?
I certainly hope so.
We all hope so, Deborah, but do you think
unprecedented.
But do you think it will be? We all hope so, but do you think, as we sit here today, that it will be, based on everything that you know?
You know, I think the plane will be found. The question is just when, and I think sooner rather than later is what we're all hoping. But these water recoveries are very difficult, and they're notorious, you know, for all of the people who've ever been involved in them, whether it's TWA 800. Other accidents, Egypt Air, they're very expensive too. I mean, France 447, looking for those recorders, went on for years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Deborah Hersman, good to see you here at the table. Thank you so much, and thank you for your service.
And good luck.
Yes. Thank you.
Good luck.